Jokes aside, fair play to Spurs. But yeah, Corey, carry on.
Yeah, I wanted to say, obviously, the other side of this situation is Manchester United and the club today, all over the media in crisis. Fans saying they want Amorim gone, they want Amorim sacked. He could quit, he could walk. I want to start with Ruben Amorim, and I'm going to go to Kunle first. He hasn't said so much yet, but what do you think should be done about the manager? He himself has said that if the club come to him tomorrow and say, look, we think we've got to move on from you, he'll leave. He won't ask for the £20 million compensation. He will walk away because he hasn't done a good enough job yet himself. Do you think it's something that Man United should explore? Or do you believe in maybe improving the squad first is a better remedy? Because although, and I will say this, and you guys can say what you want, I'm not putting words in your mouth. The only thing I'm not buying into is the idea that last night's defeat kills our club forever and there's no way back. I won't ever think like that as a human being. But what is the remedy from this point for Man United, in your opinion, Kunle? Should they sack Ruben Amorim?
Do you know what? I think the Man United board have kind of set him up for disaster with how they brought him into the club anyway. So it will be kind of rude not giving him a summer before they really evaluate it. Which it sucks. Definitely it sucks. But that's the current situation you're in. But I don't know. This Amorim guy is an interesting guy because he uses a lot of this impulse factors called fear of loss. He's always using it in interviews. Like, I don't care if I need to walk out and all. But brother, please shut up, man. We don't need to hear all of that right now. You've thrown yourself out and saying, I can walk out if they're not happy with me. You know nobody's happy with you right now, Ruben. Like, let's not try and like have fun and games about it. He knows no one's happy with him. He needs to just think about getting through that last game, hopefully reaching 40 points, because if you don't reach 40 points, it's darker. Like, it's like, and Terry, we talked about it at the start of the season, or no, when you guys got him, we talked about it has to get dark before it gets better. So this happening is not a surprise. I didn't think it'd get this dark this early.
Yeah,
but it has to get dark before it gets better.
On what you said, though, about him not talking like that, we have to be fair to him. He's being asked a direct question by 3 different members of the media. Is your job at risk? Could you lose your job because of this? All he has said is, if they want me to go, I'll walk away. He hasn't just come out with that randomly for no reason. He has been asked the question. And if you actually watch his press conference, and I doubt why would you? You're not a United fan. When you actually listen to him, rarely does he blame a player. He says, I'm not good enough. I haven't done my job properly. He holds himself highly accountable for the mistakes of this team, even though I don't think he should hold himself to the same the level of accountability that he does, because I think these players are a far bigger problem than any manager we've had in the last 3 or 4 managers. They've had issues. So
that's my
point. Sorry, like, go on.
In terms of like, it seems there's lots of interviews where he's blaming himself. Like recently, there's too many. I think there's too much. That's bringing too much questions and too much doubt towards him. I think lay off that a little bit. And yeah, as you said, the players have been getting away with murder for multiple seasons. If a manager comes in and takes everything on his back every single interview, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't do the best thing for the squad. But you need to clear out. You need to bred in some youth players. I don't know how good the academy is, but you need to take some chances maybe with some players in the summer, because you're definitely not going to get 7 or 8 new players in. But he needs to get some maturity, some leadership. Like, I don't know what you lot need, but it's dark, man. 4 losses to Spurs in one season. I don't even know if anyone's ever done that.
There is no defending what's gone on. But these are the things for me that maybe if you're not a United fan, you don't see. So, for instance, this is the quote from last night from The Low. And I think this explains more of our issues than anything to do with 3 at the back, anything to do with Bruno, is he a good leader? These things are more deeper, but everyone ignores them because they're not sexy. But Delo said, I think the demand from each other, from ourselves, has to be a lot higher. So the first thing I think about when I see that is I know that world-class squads, and all of us here at some point have had world-class squads. We know that John Terry's and Frank Lampard's and Didier Drogba's, they managed 80% of that team day to day. Are you turning up on time for training? Are you working hard? Are you fit? Are you ready? I know Gary Neville and Vidic and Rio and Rooney managed that room. I know for a fact in the last 5-6 years, the likes of Mo Salah, the likes of Van Dijk, Henderson when he was there, they wouldn't have allowed any fucker to be in that dressing. Klopp didn't need to say shit. They self-managed it. The next thing he says is ultimately what you do every day will determine if you win things in the long term. So that is the standard of this club. If we all remember very early on in Ruben's reign, and there were certain players that Rashford, Garnacho, that weren't in the matchday squad, he spoke exactly about this. People's preparation, what they wear, what they eat, the way they get themselves ready. He's not the first time a player has spoken about this at Man United, that these players, in my opinion, and I'm not talking all of them, but it impacts the entire squad. They are not 100% professionals. And for me, that is the biggest thing. That's why I'm looking at Ineos here. I'm not looking at the manager, because managers don't have that power at our club right now. We have got to clear that out. And I don't even mind if the level of player or the star name of a player drops. We need real professionals that want to be. That, for me, reading that today, I was going, for me, maybe I'm seeking confirmation bias here. Maybe it is just three at the back and Ruben's approach to football.
No, Terry, you're spot on about that, because let's say one of the players says something crazy about the club or a situation at the club online. There'll be players in the Man U squad that might even like that post. Can you imagine that happening in like Vidic's day or Keane's day or whatever? Like, they're knocking that out straight away. But I don't know if there's anyone in that squad that commands the dressing room, that give that all the players respect. And that's why you need to start looking at the DNA of some of these players that are coming in. Like, what leadership qualities do they have? Because there's too many little boys at Manchester United. There's no men anymore.
Yeah. How you get around this, for me, and I'll throw this out to the floor, is I'm just going to say to the people that want Ruben out because they don't think he's good enough, we can do this experiment in your world. Let's sack Ruben Amorim today. Let's do the experiment. But it doesn't mean the players should get away with not wanting to work hard. Garnacho is a similar thing. Some United fans have defended him going, I agree with Garnacho. He should have started and the manager got it wrong. Fair. But listen to everything he's saying. It's all about him. It's about why he's disappointed and why he didn't get to play. He ain't thinking about the team. Garnacho in the last year has liked so many posts that have criticized Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim and been involved in that type of thing. And he isn't the only player. We have too many self-centered players who want to play in their preferred position in a way in which gets that they enjoy playing the most. Every time a coach tries to make an adaptation, change the system, make the team better, when these players as a collective get upset, they dig their heels in. They don't work hard every week. Delo has confirmed it. They don't prepare for games. Luke Shaw said it perfectly last night. Some of us are just not good enough to be here. And I understand people always want to do, it's great for social media. It gets instant clicks. Let's focus on the manager and get him out. That's fine. But we can't ignore, and for the 8th time on the bounce, sack a manager and ignore the root cause issues with this squad. Lack of technical ability, lack of physical ability, and more so than maybe both of those things, the mentality stinks to high heaven. They turn up when they want and they play when they want. They don't prepare properly. They're not professionals and they're getting paid exorbitant amounts of money. And if Ineos dare sack this manager and then bring in some mug who goes, it's all right, guys, I'm gonna take the knee, or I'm gonna bend over and let you shag me a new one, and we're gonna adapt to you for the first 6 months, the first year. If they do that, we are screwed forever because we're never getting out of this cycle. So whether it's with Ruben or a new guy, we cannot allow these players, as Delo has said, to fail to prepare, to not eat right, to not sleep right, to go out when they should be at home, to not work as hard as they can every day in training. Because for me, that should be a prerequisite, a bare minimum of a multi-million pound a year paid football player. And it's not. And I am going to keep beating this drum because we as Man United fans allow our players to get away with murder, especially when we're not keen on a manager. We must protect the position of manager irrespective of who sits in it. If he doesn't have the authority to kick players out of the squad that don't have the right mentality, attitude, or application, if he doesn't have that authority because you decide today you don't like him, we're screwed. And the reason why we're screwed is you guarantee that in the future, a manager you do like will be stepped on and walked all over because you have given that power away. Essentially, you have let the fox into the hen house. Once the fox is in there, you don't know which. Oh, but I like her. She's my favorite hen. I didn't want you to kill her.
Terry,
you've got no choice.
You're right with a lot of the things you're saying, but for the people that are kind of having a go at Amorim, you got to look at it this way. Like, you guys have legit had 9 points since December. Mm-hmm. You're like 19 losses.
Yep.
Just lost the final to like people that are known to be serial losers in these situations. They gave you their first the L. Like, you know what I'm saying? That adds on top of it. No, no, give Spurs their props, don't get it. But they've also beaten you 4 times in a season, which is also crazy. Yep. Again, please comment section, let me know if there's any other team that's lost 4 times to Spurs in the season. So it's not like there's not enough weight in the Amorim argument.
But I agree there's weight.
But man, you put yourself.
I agree there's weight in the argument. I'm just saying it isn't my first priority, because in my view, if we sack him and bring someone else in, but still get rid of the players, work on the culture, fair enough. If they don't think he's good enough, right? And if he's saying he'll leave with no compensation, maybe we're getting a get out of jail free card here. But for me, one of the reasons why I think we've failed to win so many games is a lot of these players know their cards are marked. A lot of these players know they're going to be sold and moved on. A lot of these players know that this manager isn't going to tolerate that insubordinate behavior. And we've seen this before with Jose. We've seen it before with Oli. As soon as we start going down that road, we lose more games, we lose more games, we lose more games. What he didn't do, though, like those guys did, is adapt to the players for a short period of time, have a new manager bounce, get everybody giddy and excited, and then it start to drift away. It barely improved. So for me, there's something in, and maybe it is just because he's a bad manager, and that could be the simple solution to this situation. But our goals scored, or if you look at our numbers last year, we should have actually finished somewhere in the region of 15th. It was a few late winning goals from the likes of Bruno and McTominay that shot us up to 8th. It wasn't sustainable. And we have progressively, over 12 years, dropped further and further and further down the table. Hasn't been linear. There's been years when we've gone up and then gone down again. But we've progressively got this bad. For me, every single time, we blame it on a manager. We change the manager, but we don't fix the culture, and we're here. So I understand we might need to change him. I'm not disagreeing with that. But any Man United fan who is deluding themselves into thinking, bring me a better manager and watch us get better, you are objectively wrong, because there's 12 years of tangible evidence to say that just changing a manager at this club doesn't fix us. We have to think. It's about thinking deeper. It's about engaging your brain and not just picking that low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? And so there's nothing wrong with criticizing Amorim, because I did it last night as well. Why did he start Mount? Wrong. Why did he wait so long to make substitutions? I'll rip into him for that, and I criticized him. But for me, there's deeper problems at the club than playing 3 at the back, personally, and he has exposed a lot of that. I don't think the remedy, personally, is sacking him. It's fix what we've exposed. The players don't work hard enough and are not good enough. Give him better players. Let's see what happens next year. If he doesn't improve us, then fair enough, let's sack him. But that still doesn't deter from fixing the culture and improving the physicality, technical ability, and mentality of this squad. We have to do that regardless, in my opinion. I want to throw it out to the rest of the panel, though. I don't want to hog this section, even though it is about my club. Over to you guys. Sorry.
The problem is